How's it going? Welcome back, my beautiful sinners, to another great video here on The Savior Show. That's right, guys, the best show in the universe, in the galaxy, broadcasting for free, pretty much. So guys, welcome back. To any of the OG sinners out there, and to any new people watching, make sure to subscribe and give a like, because that helps a small independent creator like me so much you have no idea, and it would mean a lot to me. So before I jump into this video, let me just quickly say, please check out my merchandise I have recently made. It is very cool, trendy, OG sinner hoodies that you can wear, and also check out my music on Spotify. And finally, some news for you guys. I have become an Amazon influencer, which is pretty cool, which basically means if you want to buy anything off Amazon, anything at all, like Cyberpunk 2077, my cool headphones, music equipment, anything, okay, gaming related or what else, you can check it out on my Amazon page and you get a nice little discount, and it would support a small little creator like me who doesn't exactly live in a I'm not living in a Pewdiepie mansion castle, so it would be appreciated. So anyway guys, today we're going to be talking about Pewdiepie, and we're going to be doing a tier list of Pewdiepie and his years throughout YouTube, his YouTube journey. And first of all, let me just say, yes, I am a fellow 19-year-old, and maybe I'm a little bit ashamed to say that, but at the same time I'm not, because PewDiePie is basically one of the biggest, well, he is the biggest creator on this platform, and for good reason. He's been around since the beginning of YouTube, when it just started to blow up and become mainstream, to now, and he's been doing YouTube every day pretty much for 10 years, and someone who makes daily videos myself, I can really respect and appreciate how much work and effort he puts in to making videos. And he's done so much for the community. He's spoken up against the problems with YouTube. He's done a lot of amazing charity work, and overall he's got a pretty nice, wholesome community. And he talks about stoicism, he talks about how materialist objects don't make you happy, and of course that's quite easy to say when you have everything, but still, his overall message is pretty nice and wholesome, and I do respect him, and I like his content. So I thought it would be interesting to do a tier list ranking all the years of PewDiePie and how he's changed with each year, and how his content has changed, and how YouTube has changed, and basically rank them in the tier list format. And I know I'm a little bit late to this party, but remember guys, Savior isn't a hipster little douchebag. I do usually make music, and I just thought this would be a fun video, and since no one's done this tier list, and I'm a fan of PewDiePie, I thought it would be really fun to do, and I respect the bro army. So guys, without further ado, let's jump into it and let's get on with it. So let's first start off with PewDiePie 2011. That's when he first started making videos. Well, actually 2010, but 2011 was pretty much when he started making videos. And let me just say, I wasn't a fan of his content at this point, because at this point he was basically just a screaming douchebag gamer wannabe, let's just say. No offense if you're watching this, I'm sure you're not, but basically, yeah, I wasn't a fan of his comedy and his humor at this point, because it was very just obvious and obnoxious. Now he's a lot more subtle with his humor, and more focuses with satire and sarcasm, mostly self-deprivation kind of humor, which I can appreciate, because all YouTubers are of course dirty reptilian scumbags, and I know, because sadly I'm one of them. So let's first rate off his first year. Now I'm gonna have to put his first year, most likely, I'm gonna say a D, because it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good. This is pretty much the point I am at the moment, where you're just starting out, you have a small following, you're still experimenting with your content and stuff like that, and I know at this point, not everything is professional, you make mistakes, and you try and be funny sometimes, and it doesn't quite pay off, or you try and do something and it doesn't quite work, and every time someone starts to build a community or do something creative, it's very difficult, and it takes a lot of guts to do that, and I do respect that. I just don't think his content was really that revolutionary or that interesting at this point, and it wasn't really my sense of humor, so that's why I'm placing it at a D. So let's jump on to 2012, okay guys? Now 2012 was when PewDiePie basically blew up massively and gained so many, followers. And now remember, at this point, YouTube, wasn't, overly saturated like it is now. Like now, so many people do YouTube. It's crazy how many people, because, it's not surprising. Everyone wants to be a YouTube star, okay? And no, it doesn't work like that, okay? It's not that easy, funny enough, and I know. And, some people do it for really narcissistic and selfish reasons because they want to be famous or they want to have money. And yeah, that's all good and well. But actually, being famous, I don't think I would want to be massively famous. I feel like that would ruin a lot of everyday life. Yes, I would like to do YouTube as a full-time job. I mean, who wouldn't want to do something if you're a creative person and you have a passion for doing, videos or making music like I do? Anyone has the potential to chase their dream on YouTube, and that's why it's so appealing, and that's why so many people try and do it now. But that means there's so much competition, and a lot of it is kind of recycled content, just like this video right now. But yeah, anyway, 2012 was when he massively blew up, and basically he was the only one kind of doing this type of content. I mean, there were tons of gaming YouTubers out there, but he was the one who was really pioneering the way with, like making horror games into kind of comedy and doing like just commentary videos when it comes to do with gaming. So, still, at this point, I don't think his humor was my taste because I have a very dark, cynical, British sense of humor. But, at this point, he was just building a massive audience, and a lot of them were kids. Now, I don't target that demographic. I don't really want that demographic, but I can respect someone who does want to do it. But I don't think that wasn't exactly his intention. That just is what kind of happened. And yeah, I still think his humor was still very unbalanced. It wasn't exactly super funny or revolutionary, but it was, if you liked it, then hey, at least he seemed really happy and outgoing, at this point. But remember, a lot of it at this point, even he admitted, was basically him putting on a persona and kind of faking it for the camera, which now YouTubers have come out and they are trying to be more honest, because no one really wants a fake reptilian scumbag, basically pretending to have a good time when they're not having a good time. You should make videos if you actually enjoy making videos or doing whatever it is you do. You should actually just enjoy it. So I'm gonna rate this one. I'm gonna rate this at I'm gonna rate this one at a C. I think this was one of his lowest points, and that's just my personal opinion because, like I said, this was when he found his massive fame, so he didn't exactly know how to handle it. He didn't exactly know what to do, so he would try this really cringy kind of child, kind of sense of humor, and also mixing it with a lot of adult humor, and that wouldn't really mix well, and that's why he would get a lot of, bad attention from mainstream media, who of course hate him because, YouTube is doing better than mainstream media now. That's pretty obvious. But anyway, I don't think this was his highest point, let's just say. So I'm gonna rate it at the lowest possible rating, which is a C. Oh no, how is PewDiePie gonna handle my criticism? He's probably gonna go into his big mansion and cry himself to sleep because the poor savior criticized him and called him a C, a horrible C word. But yeah, anyway, so 2012. So now let's go to 2013, guys. Now I think this is 2013. Now I'm just gonna do this a little bit more quick because I'm rambling on like a madman. But this will be a D because pretty much it falls into the same category as the points I just mentioned. But at this point, he was starting to, recognize his audience, and he found his content pretty much, and he got into a good routine, and he wasn't doing anything too wacky, too crazy. So yes, this is a D rating. Pretty much when he first started out making YouTube videos, you could see he was basically going back to his original self, being more genuine, which is of course, a good thing because, I don't think YouTube is a place for actors. That's why I hate seeing mainstream Hollywood actors becoming YouTubers. It's really annoying because they already have lots of money, a well-established audience. Why do I need to be taking all the, attention away from small independent creators? it's just annoying. So YouTube is a place for, genuine people who want to be creative, I think. And that's why I placed this at a D, because he was going back more into his original roots, if you know what I'm saying. Um, this tier list is peak content, by the way, just so you know. And if you're enjoying this video, make sure to smash like, guys, because I need those likes so I can feed my family some daily water and some daily bread. Otherwise, the Google overlords won't pay me my $5 an hour, which I wish I got, but I don't, because I'm more like $5 a week, probably. Anyway, sorry, sumimasen. I'm not crazy, by the way, don't be alarmed. I'm just the savior, who is, of course, a madman. But anyway, I digress. That's number D. So 1, 2, 3, that's 2013. So now we're on 2014 of the Pewdiepie Years tier list. So 2014, Pewdiepie, let me think. I think this is when I started to watch him, actually. I think this is when I stumbled upon his videos. I think the first video I ever saw was him playing this horror game with a pizza slice or something. And I thought, hey, you know what, this is pretty entertaining, because at that point, I was a pretty dumb teenager, and, this kind of humor was now fitting in with my sense of humor, because I liked YouTubers like Robaz, the King of Vikings and stuff like that. So this sense of humor I started to like, and I started to really enjoy PewDiePie's content at 2014. So where's 2014? Oh, sorry, this is the first one. I'll put that there, like that. There you go. 2014. 2014 is this one, I think. It doesn't really matter, they're all just pictures of PewDiePie. So yes, I'm gonna rate this one at a D. A D again. Pretty much falls into the same category, although I personally started to enjoy it myself, but overall I don't think he evolved massively from 2013 to 2014. So now 2015, okay guys, this was when PewDiePie started to become a little bit more adult, started to, really focus more on the videos that he wanted to make more. And I didn't really watch him massively at this point, but I did see the occasional video, and I thought, hey, you know what? His videos are actually, getting a lot better. I can see that he's now more focused with the audience that he has, and it was starting to get a little bit more adult, which I enjoyed. So I'm gonna place that at a B. Now guys, we are on to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2016. I believe this was the beginning of his edgy years, okay guys? And this was when PewDiePie was a little bit of a Filthy Frank wannabe. Now, if you don't know, YouTube now has changed massively, okay? So it's very difficult to make edgy content or controversial content, because we live in a world of cancel culture and everyone being offended by pretty much everything, which, if you know, I don't like. I don't like mass corporations. I don't like, trendy YouTubers. I don't like cancel culture. I don't like identity politics. I think this is all very toxic, and this is when YouTube started to clamp down a little bit on edgy humor and edgy kind of content, because of the progressive kind of times that social culture was having. So PewDiePie, being the master criminal and, entrepreneur that he is, he started to think, well, I'm gonna capitalize on this, and he did. So he basically did kind of Filthy Frank kind of videos, and I enjoyed this kind of stuff. I know a lot of people didn't, but I really enjoyed this. He might have had a little bit of a problem in 2016 with alcohol and stuff, I'm not saying that on record, I just, from what he said, but, overall, this was just an interesting time for the PewDiePie years, and on the PewDiePie years tier list, I'm gonna place this at an A. This was probably one of my favorite PewDiePie years, because it was just a fun time. It was great to see someone call out the mainstream media and YouTube and all this kind of stuff. It was more interesting to watch, and he was enjoying his content a lot more, doing skits and stuff like that, really focusing on content he wanted to make. And I enjoyed the kind of edgy, weird take that he did. Yes, he did some mistakes, but, let's not talk about that. We all know the famous bridge incident and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna place that at an A. Now 2017 was pretty much the same. He was pretty much learning his mistakes at this point, but he still pretty much kept his same kind of adult more genuine content, which I did like, so I'm going to place that at the same rank, which is an A. Now we have 2018, which was kind of boring, not too much happened. I think this wasn't the T-Series episode incident when he was, basically facing a whole nother mass corporation for the #1 spot on YouTube. I think that was 2019. I'm not sure. It might have been 2018. It might have been 2018 and 2019. I don't know. Who really cares? But I'm going to rate this one at a B because I didn't think it was as interesting. I feel like things were just kind of getting more, he was being more careful with what he did and more safe, and basically he was playing it safe with the things he was talking about, so I feel like that wasn't as interesting to watch. And then now we have 2019, which is of course the T-Series and all that kind of stuff. Now this was amazing when it comes to YouTube marketing and basically how to get massive influx, because before this PewDiePie already reached his peak, but then when the whole T-Series thing happened, he went on a whole new level of peakage. So that was very smart, and I can respect that. So I'm gonna place that as an A actually, and I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna place the 2016 edgy one as the highest rank, and then finally, guys, I'm gonna place the 2020 PewDiePie currently now at an A. That's right, guys, because now, like I said, he's become very humble, become very genuine, because he knows he's reached the top of the mountain. But now I feel like he could be doing a lot for smaller creators. He could be doing a lot to call out, the mainstream media, actual problems going on in the world. I know he does a lot for charity, and that's very cool, but I feel like he plays it very safe with the stuff that he talks about now, when he could be calling out mass corporations and capitalism and all that kind of stuff, and, big tech and dystopian technologies, which I try to do because I'm so cool and humble. No, but I understand he plays it safe, and his content still does tackle some important stuff, and YouTube should be a place to enjoy and have fun and talk about fun things. I just don't like it as much as his previous edgy years, so that's why I'm placing it at an A. Anyway, guys, that is PewDiePie's timeline, PewDiePie's YouTube years, PewDiePie's years, ranked, tier listed, all the PewDiePie years in a tier list, ranked, PewDiePie ranked. I ranked him good. Oh, look at me, mummy, I ranked him. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to smash like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video if I don't have a mental breakdown before then and kamikaze my whole family. No, don't worry, I won't. Maybe. We'll see.